Hello everybody. So today we're going to do a tutorial, this kind of thing where you do have something that can be a little bit complicated in terms of geometry. There's a little bit of clipping going in there, but you can do curtains or you can do like a intricate shell kind of shape kind of thing. But we are doing this with this thing called NURBS, which is a surface, and we'll be using the loft, right? So let's do a new scene. Let's start right away. So I don't want to keep you waiting, but we're going to do like the process is to do a bunch of curves. After do a bunch of curves, we're going to convert this into a lofted surface. And then after that, we are going to learn how to convert this into polygons. So if we do need to like edit this with geometry, whatever reason, then we can do this with a little bit more flexibility, right? So let's do a new scene and let's start right away. So the first thing I'm gonna show, like, can do this without me as soon as you can. So let's pretend that we have, like, I'm holding down X, do this, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, right? And I think that's gonna be slightly off. Yeah, that will be good enough. And let's say that we have a duplication of this. This can be flat for whatever reason, and so we move that there. And let's do this a little bit smaller, and let's do a deform, do a bend for that. Let's rotate this. Let's add a bit of a curvature that way, maybe show something a bit small. But let's do the same with this one here. So let's move this a little bit higher, like so. But for this one, the first thing you need to do is like rotate it. Then you add the curvature, and then you need to rotate that this way. So then you can see that it's rotating that way. And now I'm just gonna do, in order to control this, and I can duplicate this, make it a bit smaller, make it a little bit flatter, like that. Let's put that like down here. And I'm just gonna use this a little bit for a reference. I'm not gonna be too perfect, but you get the idea. Like, you can just go at this one and maybe this one here. We can duplicate that and just scale it this way, right? Let's have a bit more control. Just going from this curve to this curve to this curve to whatever this is here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you press this magical button here, and voila, you have this beautiful thing. And it doesn't have to be a shell. It can be like, I think this is cool, but I don't like this. So you can still move these around if you want and edit them. It's funny because when I did this together with, it came out perfect in the first go, and now that I'm doing it here, I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe maybe this is not as good as I thought, but you can still go in here and change this around. This is the beauty of this, like history. Everyone hates history, but then once you know, hey, actually, you know how to play with history, like this is all still, you see, you can still edit this quite easily or go the other way around. Ooh, it's really cool how it goes in and out. Look at that, beautiful. Honestly, if you wanted to do stuff like this by hand, good luck. And this is why this came in conversation, because he was doing this, and he's like, oh my god, Paco, what do you think about my shell? I'm like, oh my god, you've been doing this for hours, haven't you? And I'm like, mate, just do it this way. And then I did this in 4 minutes, and he was like, oh my god. And he was very happy, and I was like, and he was like, oh, you might need to do it again. And I did it again, and then, you know, I think it's one of those things that you just have to do it a few times. So I look at that, that looks so cool. So now, I'm just gonna stop this for 1 second, because I think now I'm getting carried away already. Make this a little bit flatter. Make this a little bit longer if you need to, or whatever. Let's pretend that we really like this, and this is a really cool shell, right? So let's make this a little bit flatter. Why not? Okay, and in this area here with the topology, you would have to fix this by hand, maybe. Let's pretend that we really like this, and we're gonna use this, right? So the next part is you need to do conversion. So I'm just gonna duplicate this just in case. Delete the history. So we got this part here. The next part is, ideally you want to make sure that you kind of know how many loops you want. Because if I convert this, you go inside of modify, conversion, you need to go inside of a polygon, so a NURBS to polygons, this one here. But don't click on it, go to the options. And then in here, if I go just like, say, 5 times 5, so that's going to be 5 polygons. Like, think of this as a sheet, as a plane. And then go, okay, so it's going to be, let's say, 5 to 5. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. And you're like, cool story, brah. It's not going to be enough resolution, right? The other thing that you need to pay consideration is, let's reset the settings here. So this is what you'll have if you never touched this before. You need to, like, you can't just go, cool, just press apply and see what happens, because you're gonna get this weird monstrosity. Might look okay if you got something in the background, but you see how the triangulation there, it's a little bit messy. So what the setting that you want to use is quartz, and then if you use this again, you're gonna get some weird angles and some weird stuff. So what you need to do is say general, and then this is what they think, like the U and the V means, okay, in the directions, like it's going, U is going up, down to up, and then V is going from left to right. So, or I think it's the reverse here. U is going from left to right, left to right, and then V is going from down to up. So what we're gonna do here now is go, all right, so there was 1, so let's do some math. So if we want 3 here each, and there's 9, so we go calculator, and we go 3 times 9 equals 27. So let's see what happens if we go 27. And then from here to down here, so let's say 10, we go apply. Voila. So you see we've done, like, if you want like something that's pretty low poly, maybe, but that's a little bit crunchy. So let's double this. So what's 27 times 2? So it's minus 6, so that's going to be 54. So let's try 54 and go apply. And now we got something that's a little bit nicer, right? So it's a little bit curvier, and voila, this is where now you might need to crunch some of those polygons or do whatever you want. But doing this by hand, forget it. It would take ages. And if you want to add a little bit of thickness, select all of those and then go extrude. And instead of thickness, let's do translate, and yeah, that's it. So now you got a bit of thickness, y'all. What if you wanted to make a curtain? So you wanted to make a curtain, you would do something similar. You can go top view, and you don't necessarily need to just use this one. You can use this one if you want. So if you click on that, say that you got a curtain that goes like that, right? But then the next one, you got something that's like more like, ideally you want to do something that's in the middle, that's a little bit smaller and flatter, but kind of follows more or less the same curvature. And maybe something that's like, just to like ease it out, just go like that, but not too much. So then there's a little bit of transition, and then after this, so it goes out, we can go back to something similar like this. So let's go, all right, something that's a bit smaller. Okay, so think of it, it's a little bit like a time traveling thing where you go, okay, so this is like what the profile will looks like at the very top. Imagine if you're scanning this as an X-ray from the very top to the very bottom, and you might need to have a little bit of experimentation, because I might do this and be like, oh, actually this is terrible. Then you go, I might need to do it one more time, you know, then this a bit on the top, and then like pinky size. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that order. And now if we go again to surfaces loft, let's see what happens. Wow, okay, it's not what I was expecting, so I can see what I've done wrong. So I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna delete this too for a second, just to show you what you can do. Go apply, and there you go. So just to give you, if you want this normals to be in the reverse order, you can go mesh display here, no, not that one, surfaces, reverse direction, and voila. So if you want to do like a curtain or something like that, this is also a nice way of doing it. The thing is, if you do the curve with this, is the main reason why I want to show this. You see how many lines there are? It becomes really complex. So you just have to be careful with this one. This one here, at least you have a bit more control, and maybe you will have less points and it will be less noisy overall. I hope that you have learned something cool today. And this can be applied in a lot of things, right? And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.